What is going on, YouTube, man? It's your boy Spooky, and I'm finally back with another banger. Finally back with another video, man. I apologize for the long delay in between drops. Schedule been kind of hectic, but we are back with more content. First things first, I said in every video, y'all should know by now, make sure you like, you share, you subscribe, you go do all of that. And don't forget to follow the car page at 64_spooky. Today, we will be installing the Flex Fuel kit by, give me a second, Pro Flex Commander. Your boy switching to E, your boy switching to corn.
Can of corn, and I'll be fine.
I need a little bit more oomph, you know what I'm saying? We're doing that today. That's today's agenda. So let's go ahead and get into this intro. We're gonna get into this unboxing. So without further ado, man, enough jibber jabber. Let's go and get this video started. All right, guys, so we back, and as you can see, this is the box that the Pro Flex Commander comes in. This is by Advanced Fuel Dynamics. If you're not too, caught up with the name of the brand or whatever, yada yada yada, this is what it is. So let's go ahead and get into this unboxing. Boom, this is everything that comes in the box. So you have some, basically, what to do or whatever.
What?
This is your sensor kit. So this is basically the Flex Fuel sensor that allows your fucking vehicle to know which fuel octane level is going in at a time. Just put that over there. This is your harness kit. All right, I'm not gonna get too in depth because there's multiple videos out there that shows you in depth on what each one is, whatever. So I'm gonna go based off item by item of what's currently in here. So this is your harness kit. This is your fuel lines. If I can remember correctly, they go in like this. This L-shaped portion will then basically hook up to where everything else is at. I get more in detail in that the further we get into this installation. And then you have the brain of the situation, the actual adaptive flex fuel module. And that's it. Nice little box, nice little packaging or whatever. So only tools you would need for this is a fuel disconnect kit, 13mm. That's all you'll need. A rag to catch any fuel that's caught up in the car or the fuel lines. My car been sitting for over a day. Pretty sure there's not much fuel that might spew out, and also ran it down pretty low, so but we'll see. Just get there for precaution. A multi-purpose tool, specifically the flathead portion or a flathead screwdriver. Those are the only tools you need to install this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and move over to the car and start getting everything put together. All right, y'all, we are at the car, and as you can see, I do have my rail covers taken off. That is the first step into accessing the fuel lines, which will be on your driver's side. And as you can see, it is right here with this little red clip. It does run into the back of the engine, and it ends basically right here somewhere in this general area. So I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it does end right there. I will basically be utilizing the fuel line disconnect tool, tongue twister, to basically disconnect that, and then putting the rag up under the fuel line to basically catch any remaining fuel that's inside of the car or whatever. As I do that, I will be laying out the harness, hooking up the fuel lines that came with the kit to the sensors while everything drains out. All right, guys, so just a quick update. As you can see, I do have the fuel line cable right here disconnected. Like I said earlier, I didn't have that much fuel come out. So to disconnect this properly, you will have these little red clips on the top. It'll be like one clip on the bottom, one clip on the top. You will press both of those and slide those out. After you do that, there will be like a little black insert piece right here in the middle. You will then get like a flat head to basically like pry it out. And then once you get it pried out, you'll be able to slide it right off. Just make sure you have your towel ready to catch any excess fuel that will come out. As I said, as I mentioned, we're going to be connecting the fuel lines up to the sensor. So for the non-sensor side is the one you will use the longest fuel line. And by looking at it, it's pretty good quality. Nice little braided material, whatever. So you'll pop these little red caps off. You will hook this end, not the L-shaped end, but the opposite end to right here. And there's 2 little buttons on the side, so you would hold those buttons, slide them all the way in, release them, and try to slide them off. They're hooked in. The other way, if you don't do it, you'll hear like a click or whatever, but as long as you're holding both tabs or whatever, you won't hear a click. So for this other side, both sides are basically interchangeable. All right, so no matter what side you put on, you just basically hook it up to this side, hold the tabs down, slide all the way in, do a check to see if it's sliding off, all good to go. You will then take the sensor from the harness and you will clip it in to this portion right here. Wait till you hear a click, and then you should be good to go. All right, so now we have our fuel lines hooked up to the sensor and things like that. And then I will get over and basically start connecting everything together. All right guys, so once you hook up the fuel line cable, you will want to come by and disconnect all of the fuel injector sensors. So basically this is where your flathead will also come in handy. So you have a little red clip. You basically, if you cannot reach it or have a reasons on why you cannot utilize with your finger to lift this clip up, use a flathead, get up under it, click it up, you'll hear like a little click. Then you'll basically have a little black tab up under it, squeeze that, and then wiggle it out. So you have 4 injectors on each side. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have 4 on the other side. So basically for this process, you repeat the steps for both sides. All right guys, so I have now disconnected all fuel injectors from both sides. As you can see, just remember when you're disconnecting these fuel injectors, make sure you are extremely gentle with these. All right, not saying that they're fragile, but just in case you do want to convert back over to OEM specs, you don't want to destroy your fuel injectors cables sensor. All right, now that you have, after you do all that, make sure you lay your wire system out. Don't worry about this part because this piece goes inside the module. But you kind of want to have it like a ideal layout, however you want to do it. So make sure when you start with the wiring, you start with the longest side first, if I can follow which. So yeah, the longest side first. All right, and this will go inside the first injector, second longest, third longest, fourth longest, so on and so forth on both sides. All right, pretty simple once you get to this point. The most tedious part about this is disconnecting that fuel line. Besides that, everything else is pretty just plug and play. So I'm going to hook this up, and then we're going to go over basically let the car run and see if I pop up with any codes or anything like that for fuel injectors. If not, then I will plug into the module. I now have all connections for the fuel injectors connected on both sides. Before you want to plug this into the actual module, you're going to need your 13 mil to basically loosen this up, so that way you can put this ground wire up under there. So you go ahead, loosen that up, crack that open. All right, and once you crack that open, you can basically twist it all the way off. Grab your ground wire, slide that on there, and then twist this back on. Go ahead and tighten it down just a little bit. Make sure I got, strong connection. Third twist for the good look. All right, so basically, don't mind the cables is looking a little wild right now. I'm not trying to organize anything, so I make sure everything's running fine. So what you want to do is you're gonna want to turn the car on, make sure everything runs nice. As I mentioned earlier, make sure you don't get no codes and nothing like that. And then once you do that, if everything runs smoothly, should be good to go to hook up the module and enjoy your life on corn. So I'm going to turn the car on, let it run for a little bit, and then I'll check back in with y'all. All right guys, and just like that, we are done. So I wired my cables down through here, up under here, and then most of the rest either hidden in the back or up under the valve covers. I did put my ProFlex commander right here. It does come with 3M backing tape. So I put it right here on top of the fuse box cover, so that way I can still have access to the fuse box and not have to worry about anything. But overall guys, pretty easy install. I will make sure I put the link down below if you don't know where to get it. Without further ado, man, I'm gonna conclude this video. I got more fire coming, got more content coming. Like I said in the beginning, I apologize for being gone for so long, but things was being real hectic, and but I'm back on the grind. So make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Go follow that car page on Instagram at 64_spooky. And without further ado, man, we out.